Hey everyone, car talk, car live. Don't worry, I've got it propped up and I'm not going to look at you too much, but I wanted to talk to everybody today about honestly divorcing your excuses, marrying the truth. And this is kind of a secondary to the live I did the other day because I got a lot of feedback. It was positive feedback, but a lot of people are like, wow, that hit me in the face. And it hit me in the face. Like, let's get on here. Let's talk about it because, hi, Becky. Hi, how are you? So let's talk about it. What do I mean? Being a victim, having excuses. I hate saying that, like, don't have excuses, but we all have them. Like, we all do. And the thing is don't mind me. I just got done with the gym. I've got to run to another appointment, so I'm running over there now. But, I hear a lot of people kind of tell the same BS story all the time. And they're always like, oh, it's almost like we want it to be perfect, right? We want it to be, oh, when I lose that 10 pounds, then I'm going to be ready to go for it. When all my stuff is done, when I'm totally finished up with this, and this, I'm going to do it, right? We can't be that way. You have to just take a forward step. And the other thing is, this is going to be a short car live. The other thing is I see so many people missing things that are right in front of them because of other people. And this was a big one on my live the other day. It's why are you allowing these experiences and these traumas to prevent you from living your best life? That's seriously what it comes down to. Like, I've had a lot of BS. Like, if you think I haven't, I do it all the time. I could live in my past. I have had days where I didn't want to get out of bed. But the one thing I will tell you, the difference between going through something and having something put you through something is getting out of bed. That's seriously all it is sometimes. Like, not everybody wants to get out of bed every day at 6 o'clock or get dressed. There's days where I don't want to get dressed. I live in yoga clothes. I don't even want to get out of my pajamas sometimes. But you have to get up. Like, if you sit there, because life is going to happen. I can't remember who said it, but you're always going to have bills. You don't just get somewhere and go, oh, you know what? When I make a certain amount of money, now I can start living my life. Well, that's bullshit because you're always going to have bills. With more money, you're going to have more responsibility. So what do you think's going to happen? You're going to make all this money and just sit there and not have anything and live on a yacht and do nothing? That's the 0.3%. You're not going to do that. And those people have inherited money. Like, let's be real about this. Like, you cannot wait on something. You can't just wait around and be like, oh, when my kids get through this, oh, when I feel better, I'm going to do it. When you feel better, no, you know what you honestly got to do? Sometimes you got to put yourself in those situations so you can get your ass out. So what do I mean by that? You could sit and feel bad every single day. You could have something horrible going on, and I feel for you. I know that people have horrible things happen to them every day. But the challenge is, if you want something, sometimes you have to go and do it and let yourself catch up or just get there. Like, you have to put yourself in survival mode. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? I can't really look at you because I don't want to get in an accident. But you have to put yourself in that fight or flight situation. Sometimes that's the only way you get out of it. I had an experience this last year where I felt horrible. And I showed up, I did what I had to do. It was kind of like, how do I say this? Kind of like I was in the hamster wheel. I just kept doing the things I had to do to get through it. Like, I was present, but just enough. Like, I knew how to just get through everything I had to do with work, with kids, with showing up for things. I wasn't doing my best job. I wasn't kicking butt. I was just there. The one thing I have to tell you is, even when you're at your lowest, you still have to show up. Especially if you have a team or if you're at work, you don't just get to take a month off because you feel bad. You don't get paid. So here's my challenge for somebody who's an entrepreneur. Yeah, you feel bad, you got stuff going on in your life, but if you don't show up, pretty soon everyone that works with you won't show up. They're following everything you do. Oh, well, they had a life situation, and you know what? My kids are, they really need me right now. Yes, they do. But I'm just going to take a couple weeks off to think about things. You can't take a couple weeks off to think about things. You can definitely take some time, but you still have to show up every day. You want to get paid? You want to have a life? You want to have a business? You have to think in the future. If you think right now like, oh, well, today I'm just going to sleep in. Well, then tomorrow you sleep in, and then you have a couple drinks maybe on Wednesday, and you kind of don't show up there. You don't reach out to anybody. These are the things that are destroying you. When all you have to do is just push through it. Yes, it's going to suck. You might even cry some days, but you can't have a 9-to-5 and not show up for weeks at a time. Being an entrepreneur is the hardest thing in the world. It is the hardest thing in the world. If you own your own business, your own company, you can't not show up. You have employees, you have people, you have customers that depend on you. You don't just close up shop because you're having a bad day and you don't feel like showing up. Do what you need to do. Go meditate, do some yoga, get yourself together, but you need to get yourself together, and you're going to have to show up when it sucks. You got to show up when it rains out. You got to show up when it's snowing out. That's the thing, is I see all these people who are like, oh, I just didn't get started on time. Here's the thing. That's the person who waits for the perfect moment that's never going to have one. That's for you. Oh, well, I missed the boat. I didn't get started in my first week, so I can't make it. What? What the heck are you talking about? Just do something. Go do something. See what happens. Make a change. The only way you can change is if you change, right? And some of you are sitting in your own pity, and honestly, your story's sad, but it's old. I can't tell my story anymore. It's old. Even if it was 6 months old, it's old. Nobody cares anymore. There's no feeling sorry for me. I have to do it. I have to show up, and I have to show myself that I've got it. And you have to put your back against the wall. Don't make it happen to you. Do it to you. Put yourself in a situation that you can't get out of, so you have to fight out of it. Scared to get started? Just start. Watch what happens. Watch how fast you move when you have to move, when you have no other option, when there's no paychecks coming in. That's when you move, right? So if you're waiting for that perfect moment, newsflash, it's not going to happen. Go create a perfect moment. Put yourself in the ring. You're going to get hit. You're going to fall. You're going to have to pick yourself back up. And the only way you fail is if you quit. That's it. That's my only thing I have to say today. You got to stop playing victims, guys. You got to get started, even if it's late. Even if you started 2 months ago and failed. Get back up and start again. But quit letting the BS story you're telling yourself, because I guarantee there's people who had a team. There's people who were on top and lost it. Because why? They chose to. They allowed the BS story to take control of them, and they allowed other people's opinions to dictate their futures. I don't do that. I don't care how many people like me or hate me. I'm still going to push forward and do what I need to do to create the future I want, because they don't pay my bills. And as you grow, you will have bills. It doesn't get easier. But if you do what's hard, your life will be easy, right? Les Brown. This is Les Brown. This is Tony Robbins. Get on some YouTube, get some motivation, but show up to work. And you know what? Show up to Dallas, if you know what I'm talking about. Get to events. Get to things you need to get to. Quit telling yourself, oh, I can't do it this time. I'm just too big. No, you're not. You're choosing not to. If you need it, the people who need it the most are the ones who never show up. Dead serious. They're the same people who are stuck. If you're stuck, you're the one who needs to go to these things. That's all I have for you today. Love you all. Catch you on the next live.